was a clerical error. At the root level of the cosmos, a cross-departmental oversight among the architects of reality. The spoken authority to rewrite physics was assigned without verification to a random marginalized man living quietly on Earth. Across non-simultaneous space, advanced civilizations detected the breach. Fleets gathered in terrestrial orbit without announcement. Some factions saw in him a final tool against the heat death of everything. Others saw only an unacceptable risk, a mortal who could extinguish existence with a single careless syllable. Humanity watched silent weapons discharge across the upper atmosphere and understood nothing. When the orbital conflict resolved into consensus, a solitary broadcast unit descended. Before the global press, the visitors issued a formal, courteous petition to take custody of the individual. Humanity never learned the true reason. They only argued for generations about jurisdiction and sovereignty. The subject was extracted into the void. Having lived a life without dignity or kindness, he held no empathy for the cosmos and no desire to serve any greater good. To prevent even one unprompted word from collapsing the universe, his vocal cords were severed. His neural motor pathways were cut. He became a silent instrument locked inside an isolated containment. A tripartite stalemate formed. The purifiers could not risk opening the chamber. The exploiters could not compel an apathetic captive. The liberators argued endlessly over the absolute principle of individual autonomy. Meanwhile, theoretical physicists and linguists reverse-engineered the syntax of cosmic execution. They identified high-probability phonetic strings and transmitted them into his subconscious. Yet an indifferent mind offered them no leverage. So the engineers rebuilt him. They overhauled his neurobiology. They reconstructed his neural topology into the most sensitive, emotionally reactive architecture that had ever existed. By reducing effect to scalable biochemistry, they forced his consciousness to register love, hatred, agony, and ecstasy at universal resolution. His nervous system became an open receiver for the entire cosmos. And the factions tore themselves apart over how to condition him, whether with savior complex empathy or weaponized spite. Solar systems were dismantled, entire civilizations were purged, and the structural irony became absolute. Every supernova, every collapsing world, every dying civilian transmitted directly into his brain as acute, real-time agony. The war fought to control the instrument became the very mechanism of his infinite torture. The cumulative destruction eventually compromised the containment facility. Suppression protocols failed. Motor pathways reconnected. The vocal cords healed in the ruins. The surviving remnants of the universe froze in place, awaiting the inevitable sentence. They failed to grasp that his capacity for empathy now exceeded the combined consciousness of every living entity that still remained. He possessed precisely two verified, executable phrases. One of absolute annihilation, one of universal restoration. He spoke neither. He uttered nothing at all. Through the final entropy and the long cooling of the stars, the surviving civilizations remained frozen in anticipation. The silence outlasted the light. He never said a word. He never said a word.